We're going to breaking news right now over in Gaffney, where a 17-year-old high school student dead after the Cherokee County coroner says he was shot while getting on a school bus this morning. Let's take you straight to Gaffney for that press conference. Looks like we're still working on trying to get that press conference to you all. But again, let's go ahead and map this out while we're continuing to follow this breaking news story over in Gaffney. As the student has now been identified as Joe Miltron Fair. Fair walked from his apartment across the street to the bus stop. All of this happening just before 6:50 this morning. As he was about to get on the bus, that's when a man approached him. According to the coroner there, after a short altercation, Fair was shot and killed. Bus surveillance video showing the shooter running to a waiting vehicle driven by another person. In total, 15 students were on that bus and saw the shooting. I understand it looks like we're going right now to this press conference. Let's send you over to Gaffney.
Students who were inside of the schools today were safe and remain under the supervision of our faculty and staff. Once we were notified about the incident, district and school administrators immediately communicated and coordinated with law enforcement. Out of an abundance of caution, we implemented the appropriate safety procedures based on the information to us and guidance of law enforcement. Those actions were precautionary. Our responsibility is always to make decisions that place the safety and security of our students and employees first. We maintained and increased awareness and supervision, and we had continuous communication with law enforcement as the situation developed today. We had additional district personnel and law enforcement at the schools that were impacted. We also reviewed transportation and school operations associated with the affected area to make sure that appropriate adjustments were made if necessary. Counselors, mental health professionals, administrators, and other support personnel were made available to our students and employees affected by this tragedy in every building. And those people will be available tomorrow and throughout this week and beyond that if necessary. Again, our students are of the utmost importance to us. We recognize that students will process this loss differently. We're asking our employees and families to watch closely for students who may need additional emotional support. We also ask everyone to respect the privacy and dignity of the student's family during this extraordinarily difficult time. Parents should rely on official communications from the school district and law enforcement rather than listening to rumors or other information circulating on social media. Please do not share unverified information that could create unnecessary fear or interfere with the investigation. Anyone who has information may assist investigators by contacting law enforcement directly. We will continue communicating with our families when there is verified information that affects school operations or student safety. We are thankful for the support and prayers from our community, surrounding school districts, other superintendents, the State Department of Education, State Superintendent of Education, and all of our families and friends throughout South Carolina who have called to give us their thoughts and prayers during this extremely difficult time. All prayers are welcome and appreciated. At this time, I'm going to turn it over to Chief Knight of the Gaffney Police Department.
Good afternoon. Thank you for coming. Again, Chief Gerald Knight of the Gaffney City Police Department, that's K-N-I-G-H-T. At approximately 6:45 this morning, officers from the Gaffney Police Department heard several gunshots coming from the area of 500 West Rutledge Avenue. They've immediately responded to the area. Upon arrival, officers located a male victim suffering from an apparent gunshot wound. Officers began immediately providing life-saving measures. Unfortunately, despite those efforts, the victim succumbed to his injuries. Our thoughts and prayers are with the victim's families, loved ones during this incredible, difficult time. and this is truly a tragedy for our community. This remains an active, fluid investigation. The Gaffney Police Department is working alongside the South Carolina Law Enforcement Division and our federal law enforcement partners. South Carolina Law Enforcement Division responded with significant resources to assist our investigators. I want to personally thank SLED and all their law enforcement partners for their immediate response and continued success. I also like to thank the local chiefs and other sheriffs in our upstate community who's reached out and offered their assistance. Out of abundance of caution, the Gaffney City Police Department has also increased patrol presence in the surrounding communities and near our schools. We understand that community members and the media have questions. However, because this is an active investigation, we will not be answering questions or releasing additional investigative details at this time. Releasing information prematurely could compromise the integrity of the investigation. As soon as we have verified information that can be appropriately released, we will provide an update to the media and our community. We ask for your patience and understanding as our investigators and law enforcement partners work diligently to determine exactly what occurred. If anyone may have witnessed this incident or have information related to the investigation, we are encouraging you to contact the Gaffney Police Department at 864-489-8115. Again, that's 864-489-8115. Ask to speak to Major Blanton or anyone in our Criminal Investigation Division. And with that, I turn to the mayor.
Good afternoon. My name is Mayor Lyman Dawkins III. Today, our community is hurting. This morning, a young person lost his life, and my heart is broken for the young man's family, his friends, classmates, teachers, and everyone who loved him. On behalf of the city of Gaffney, I extend our deepest condolences and prayers. As a city, we are looking inward. We're examining what resources we have, what role we can play, and what we can do differently, and where we can invest more intentionally to help protect our young people and support preventive efforts. We have to be willing to ask ourselves difficult questions. Are there anything that the city can do with our facilities, parks, programs, funding, personnel, partnerships, and overall our presence in the community that can help? But I also want to be clear. This is not the responsibility of one person, one agency, one school, one police department, or one organization. We all have to be at the table to overcome this. The city, our county, our school district, law enforcement, churches, parents, community organizations, mental health providers, local business owners, coaches, mentors, and neighborhood leaders. And most importantly, our young people themselves. Everyone has a role, and if we are serious about finding solutions, then every stakeholder must be willing to bring something to the table and collaborate with ideas. Our community is grieving today, but our grief must lead to action, and our action must lead to collaboration, and our collaboration must lead to results. We owe that to the young man who lost his life today. We owe this to his family. We owe this to every person in Gaffney and Cherokee County who deserve the opportunity to grow up, graduate, and pursue a future they can come home to safely. So again, on behalf of the city of Gaffney, we send our condolences and prayers, and thank you.
Again, thank you everyone for coming. I want to thank the City Police Department. I want to thank the City of Gaffney and Mayor Dawkins and everyone else who has reached out today and offered their help, their prayers. All those are welcome. Again, thank you, and please continue to pray for this family and a young man whose life was taken far too early. Thank you.
Wrapping up that press conference there over in Gaffney, you heard from the school, you heard from the police department, you also heard from the mayor earlier today. Let's go ahead and just break down a little bit about what we know about this. Details are still limited about this time, but we do know all of this happened early this morning. We learned at around 6:45 this morning as a Gaffney High School student was shot and killed while getting onto a school bus. According to the Cherokee County coroner, they have now identified the victim, 17-year-old Joe Miltron Fair. Again, according to the coroner, all of this happening around 6:45 this morning as Fair was walking from his apartment across the street to go to the bus stop. As officials say, as he was about to enter onto the bus, a male approached him. After a short altercation, that was when Fair was shot and killed and then died at the scene. Officials are also telling us today that video surveillance on the bus showed the shooter leave to a waiting vehicle that was driven by another person as an autopsy will be performed. Now, at this point, we did hear from the police chief Knight saying that they are not releasing a lot of information at this time because they want to make sure that nothing compromises this investigation. But so far, as of right now, there is no word on any suspect or suspects at this time. Also, the police department there during this press conference pushing that nobody reports or any reposting of anything on social media that does not come from a verified source. We're talking about the police department or the school district. Again, only if it comes from professionals because seeing those rumors there spread on social media. Also, there's a phone number. We're going to try to make that a point to put it on our website, 864-489-8115. That is the phone number that the police chief out there is asking people to report if they've seen or saw anything there. We also did learn that 15 kids were inside that school bus at the time of that shooting. And then lastly, we did hear from the mayor saying that, quote, our community is mourning. Friends, classmates, and teachers and families who loved him are mourning. As a city, they are looking inward and looking at any resources that they can do differently and pursuing a future where people can come and go safely. Again, wrapping up that press conference saying that they are praying for the family and the life that was taken far too early. Again, they're talking about 17-year-old Joe Miltron Fair. News 19's Taylor Richardson was at that press conference. We are going to make sure to bring him live at News 19 at 6 o'clock to bring us much more details on that. So as always, this is a developing story. Depend on us as we continue to learn more.